Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, then turn that notification button on right now.
The fans of WWE are some of the most vocal, passionate bunch you can find. Not only are the fans opinionated, but they also ensure that their voices are heard. Things are very different than they were 25 years ago. Fans had to sit through whatever the companies thought made good television. However, as the industry evolved, the fans understood that they do have a voice and deserve to be heard. In the age of social media, the fans have the power to alter the course of a superstar's push. Daniel Bryan and Zack Ryder benefited from the fans speaking out, calling for the WWE to give them their due. At the same time, there are a number of superstars who, over the course of the past decade, faced the ire of WWE either for playing their character to perfection on screen or for being lousy at their jobs and hence not getting over. In this video, we take a look at 10 wrestlers that the universe hates that performed in the company over the past few years. All Red Everything was Eva Marie's mantra, and one really cannot debate the potential that she had to be even more hated than she was before she left the company. She had qualities that resembled those of Stacy Keibler, Sable, and Tori Wilson. However, Eva Marie did have the looks to kill, and to no one's surprise, the management decided to push her onto the main roster. It could be argued that if these were the 90s, the fans wouldn't be too bothered with Eva getting a push. In fact, that's what WWE did during the Attitude Era, with the likes of Sable and Miss Cat Stacey Carter winning the Women's Championship. However, Eva's promotion came at a time when a lot of talented women were being held back, and WWE fans decided to mock her as their way of retaliation. Long story short, Eva Marie was getting booed out of the arena not because of her looks, not because of her character, but because she lacked in-ring skill, and that's why she was sent back to NXT to hone her craft. While she did make her return to the main roster, it was obvious that her heart was no longer in the business, and she decided to focus on other aspects of her life and parted ways with the company. It can be ironic when sometimes fans cheer people that aren't doing very well but turn on them once they are pushed. Jinder Mahal's Jinderella story saw him go from being a jobber to becoming the WWE champion. Mahal was pretty much forced to leave the promotion when his career was going nowhere, and once he returned to the company he looked like a completely different version of himself. Mahal was soon drafted to SmackDown Live and won the WWE title from Randy Orton of all people. It wasn't a case of fans being unhappy with the star, but the fact that WWE did absolutely nothing to build him before giving him the title severely dented his popularity, and ensured that his title reign was doomed from the outset. Mahal's run really seemed uneventful, and the superstar who was obviously not ready for the big push didn't help himself with his less compelling mic skills. If there is one star in the WWE that is disliked because of the character he plays, but is liked because of the conviction which he plays it, it has to be Kevin Owens. Owens has always been a phenomenal worker, and his mic skills complement his character perfectly. While the casual fans can't stand Owens and hate his guts, the smart fans can't help but appreciate the once-in-a-generation talent that they see in the former Universal Champ. On his first night in WWE, we watched him destroy his friendship with Sami Zayn after realizing he was in the way of his dream of becoming NXT champion. That set the tone for Owens' run in the promotion, and while the creative team should have done a better job with the way Owens was booked since his feud with Cena, that couldn't have stopped Owens from winning the Universal title. There are very few good bad guys in the business these days, and Owens is one of them. Kevin stays in character even on social media, often picking on the fans. The way he dismantled Chris Jericho during the Festival of Friendship segment made Owens one of the most hated villains in the company today, and the prize fighter has since taken his antics to SmackDown Live. The current IC champ is one of the most consistent superstars on the roster and puts on the best matches or segments of the night almost every week. When Miz won the WWE Championship all those years ago, no one thought he deserved it. The angry Miz girl became a symbol, representing the millions of fans around the world that were unimpressed with WWE's decision. Fast forward to 2018, and the A-lister has certainly proved the doubters wrong. With the Miztourage by his side, Miz has found his groove and has become an indispensable asset to the company. Miz is so good at his job that a lot of the casual fans hate his guts. Whether he is berating Roman Reigns or ambushing another face, the wrestler turned actor is one of the best heels in the company, and is quite rightly despised by the universe. When Vince turned heel 20 years ago after screwing Bret Hart, it was like watching the real-life version of a comic book villain, who would go to any length to make sure the lives of his enemies were miserable. The McMahon family has been known for their cutthroat approach to making decisions both on-screen and in real time, and Mr. McMahon has seen his little daughter grow into one of the most hated on-screen villains in recent times. Stephanie can play the roles of a billion-dollar princess or the evil boss with the same finesse. Ever since she became a part of the Authority, Stephanie has berated and fired Mick Foley, slapped and humiliated Daniel Bryan, and has arguably done more despicable things than her husband Triple H on WWE TV. There are a few voices that are distinct, not in the way that they make you remember the good times, but rather they make you hope that it wasn't who you think it is. John Laurinaitis has never been anyone's cup of tea. Even his brother, former WWE superstar Road Warrior Animal, had issues with him, and needless to say, he wasn't exactly the fan favorite when he worked as a WWE superstar. His raspy voice, smug look, and his attitude rubbed people the wrong way. John was never a great wrestler during his run as an authority figure in the WWE. He wasn't liked because of his demeanor, and the X-Pac heat where the fans booed him because they didn't like what they saw. Laurinaitis was one of the few superstars that received such tremendous heat, and to this day, isn't liked by the WWE universe. Speaking of not being liked by the fans, Vickie Guerrero was for many years one of the most despised superstars in the company. With the memories of Eddie Guerrero still fresh in the minds, the fans couldn't fathom watching Vickie being serenaded by Edge on screen. Vickie was also a heat magnet, getting booed by the fans everywhere she went for years before she eventually decided to retire from pro wrestling. With her piercing shriek that made us turn down our TV volume, demanding everyone's attention with her "excuse me," Vickie Guerrero has made a lasting impact in the company. In WWE today, you cannot find another superstar that is a heel magnet quite like Tommaso Ciampa. Not only did he betray his best friend, but he snatched away his dream, a tried and tested method that has never let WWE down. Ciampa has the looks and experience to pull off the deranged madman character, and has been doing a phenomenal job on NXT. Without even saying a word, Ciampa has been toying with the fans, squeezing every inch of negative emotion they have in their bodies, making them hate him even more. There are good bad guys, and then there are villains that are universally hated for their character, and Ciampa falls into the second category. For the past 13 years, Cena has carried the company on his shoulders. John Cena in any other era would have been worshipped by the fans, similar to the Hogans and Sammartinos. However, the one thing that has held him back has been his clean-cut image, his goody two-shoes character, and the fact he isn't a Bret Hart in the ring. Cena has been the one superstar who has had to work multiple times in a week, appear on morning TV shows, radio stations, and still show up for an event later that day. The fact that Vince couldn't risk getting Cena injured, and seeing as though his primary target audience is children, this has led to Cena working a more one-dimensional style. Pitchforks and torches were brought out, and since 2006 a major portion of the universe continues to mock and deride Cena. These "Cena sucks" and "you can't wrestle" chants are almost a constant every time he performs, and he is one of the most hated superstars of all time. If Roman Reigns hopes to achieve what Cena did in the WWE, he has gotten off to the best of starts. A good portion of the universe hates Reigns, and it all started, as surprising as it is, with a podcast. CM Punk once claimed that WWE has been protecting Reigns since the very beginning, leading to the fans turning on him. The fact that the company held Daniel Bryan back to push Reigns didn't help things either, as the big dog started getting booed out of the building. While he has managed to gain some of those supporters back, he is still one of the most hated superstars in the company. And these are 10 wrestlers that the universe hates. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling Hub, and I'll see you later with more wrestling videos.